All right, I'm Welzie, a professional artist out here in Maui, Hawaii, and I want to show you how you can get around doing art school. So this is your art school in 10 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break down what goes on over the 4 years of art school and how much time you spent in the classes, what classes are going to be, what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be learning, and that sort of thing. So breaking down the hours of art school, you're looking at about 2,200 hours. Now, this doesn't include other classes like math and science and all that other stuff you have to do. I'm basically just going to focus on the art aspect of it. If art school is $20,000 for your 4 years, which is probably on the low end of school, it's been a while since I went there. I did community college first, and then I did Manoa. $20,000 over 4 years with that 2,200 hours, you're looking around $9 an hour. So it's depending if you want to kind of be saving $9 an hour or spending $9 an hour to do it. This isn't a video on if you should go to art school or if you shouldn't, but this is just for someone who maybe doesn't have the resources to go to school or, spends a lot of time on YouTube and has figured out that they can learn on their own. Also, this sort of guide map to art school, I went to a community college and I went to like a non-fine art university. So the schooling at those really high priced fine art universities might be a little different. So year one, you have 470 hours in 2 semesters. You get 3 art classes each week. 2 of them are labs, which are 2 3-hour classes a week. And then you have 1 3-hour class a week. So your semester 1, you're going to be doing like an intro to art where you're going to be understanding the fundamentals of art, the 3 pillars to being an artist. It's kind of what I'm working on here on this channel. You're going to learn color theory, elements of design, art vocabulary, how to critique work, and how to receive critiques. So class 2 is going to be like an art history. You're going to learn about some really old art. Generally, you'll start out at the earlier stages of the art history. You'll learn about why art is important to culture, and you'll learn why artists are trying to tell their story. So your class 3, which is another lab. That first class was a lab, and this third class is the lab. So here you're going to have drawing 101. They don't care how good you are at drawing. You got to do drawing 101. You're going to do basic drawing projects. You're going to do life drawing, drawing techniques, how to apply drawing skills to other projects, learning the practice of practice, and just doing it for doing its sake. And you'll start doing your first critiques there. Semester 2, 235 hours, let's say. Class 1 is going to be a lab. This is going to be Intro to Art 202. So this is the next step up from Intro to Art. You might learn a little about art business, art practice, art apprenticeship. I doubt it, but I have that in my notes as something you should be learning. You're going to be learning variety of mediums and skill techniques. You're going to learn a little more about design theory, composition, and there's going to be a lot of critiquing. Class 2, this is going to be another art history class. You're going to take a lot of art history classes. You're going to learn about the masters of art and their place in art history. You're going to learn how to describe a person's art and compare it to another person's art. So class 3 is going to be another lab, which is, 6 hours a week. You're going to develop your practice of practicing. You're going to better develop your skill sets as a drawer, more life drawing, lots of sketching, and importance of the sketchbook and how important it is to be getting those ideas out and just practicing. So that was the first 2 semesters of year 1. Now you're doing year 2. Stuff is getting a little more intense. You're starting to learn a little more. Same thing, 470 hours in 2 semesters. 3 classes of art each week. 2 of them are labs, which is 2 3-hour classes a week, and 1 3-hour class a week. So your first lab is going to be drawing 303, figure drawing, mechanical drawing, maybe logo design, how to transfer drawing, large scale, and of course, critiquing. Your 3-hour class a week, class 2, is going to be another art history. Here you could just really pick out time in history that you like and start working on that alone. Your class 3 is going to be another lab, and you're going to be getting into painting. They make you do quite a few classes before you get to your first painting class. That way you have a little idea of knowing what you're doing. You're going to have basic painting projects. You're going to do mixing colors, painting techniques using different mediums, studying a painter you like. You'll be doing rendering, underpaintings, critique, all that fun stuff. Semester 2. So you'll be doing another lab drawing class. This is probably going to be drawing 404. It might be more diverted into a specialty that you like graphic design, illustrator, technology, how to apply hand drawings to real life situations, underpaintings, critique, all that stuff. lots of drawing in art school. Your second class is going to be art history. You might be getting into modern art at this point, something a little more relevant, something that starts to become a little more interesting for a guy like me. Your third class is going to be a lab, and this is going to be painting 202, figure painting. Lots of painting in these classes. Hopefully by now they've taught you how to stretch a canvas and to prepare stuff, but can't say for sure. So lots of volume, applying your techniques. And at this point, you're going to be developing your style a little more, but they're also still going to have you doing projects where you're copying the masters. At this point, you'll be learning how to paint efficiently and studying lots of painters. And once again, critique. There's lots of critique in art school, and it's brutal when you're doing it, but it is so helpful to become an artist. So if you're doing this on your own, you need to get out there and doing shows and getting real honest critique. Year 3. Okay. Starting to step up a little bit. This would be your junior and senior year in college. So you're kind of moving away from the art or the science and math classes and the badminton and all that stuff they make you do. This is going to be about 630 hours, 2 semesters, 4 classes of art each semester, 3 labs now. So that's 3 classes that are 6 hours a week and 1 3-hour class a week. So your class 1, which is going to be a lab, you really should be learning Photoshop and the basic aspects of Photoshop at this point, learning how to use the computers to help you move your art career along. Class 2, displaying your work. So I'm starting to kind of go into like my own version of what is most important, because there's a lot of stuff that just kind of isn't with art school. But if you're doing this on your own, this is kind of the map that I want to be sharing with you guys to do. So class 2 would be displaying your work. This is a 3-hour week class. Displaying your work, how to display your work, how to make a frame, how to stretch a canvas, how to talk about your work. Now that's really important, and it just takes a lot of practice. Art markets are a great way to start practicing that. So painting 303, it's another lab, spending a lot of time doing this. You're going to be developing what you like to paint, practicing and developing your own style. Start with nothing and getting there on your own. Lots of paintings made. At this point at an art school, you should be producing a lot, at least 1 painting a week. So there's a lot of homework in this and a lot of time spent just paint to canvas. Once again, learning critique and also how to channel your inspiration a little bit and figure out what really inspires you and drives you to be an artist. Class 4, I have a lab here, and screen printing I put on. Screen printing is really important for artists. I think it really helps develop layers. It helps simplify art forms, and it's something that I kind of feel like every artist should know a little bit about, because it's really fun to do, but as well, there's a lot of stuff you can do with screen printing and producing your own prints. Semester 2, 315 hours. Class 1 is going to be a lab. So they often will have you take a photo class. So you need to learn photo, but I also recommend video. You're watching video right now, right? So learn Photoshop, learn how to take a photo, learn how to scan your art, learn how to edit a video, if it's even super primitive editing software, whatever. Learn how to document your art with photo and video. Class 2 is going to be another lab, so 6 hours a week. 3D design, ceramics, woodshop, anything in the area of 3D. This is going to help you out in the future of your art. Even if you just make paintings, understanding 3D elements to it is going to really help you out a lot. Class 3, another lab. So you got painting 404. At this point, you're painting a ton. You've kind of developed your style because you've done so much artwork behind this. So at this point, you've spent a lot of hours, your style's starting to come out, and you're really going to be doing a lot of painting with maybe a little hint of subject matter from the teacher, but mostly painting on your own what you want. But you need a story behind it. You need a reason why you're painting that. So class 4, I have another lab, and this is going to be, they don't necessarily teach this in school, but class 4 would be murals, public art, how to get your art out there in the world and how to bring the world to it. So you'd be studying artists who do that and are successful at it, how to go about getting a mural, painting a mural, how to involve the public in your art. JR is a great example of someone who brings the world into his art and helps create his masterpieces. So there's a lot of stuff there of learning artists and what they're doing. Year 4, all right? So you're about to graduate. Again, another 2 semesters, 630 hours. You're doing 5 classes of art each semester, 3 labs, and 1 3-hour class a week. Again, I got Photoshop on here. You really need to learn Photoshop, Illustrator, all the Adobe Creative Suite. You need to know this in order to have a career in art. Class 2 is presenting your artwork, how to be a professional, how to display your art, how to make a frame, how to stretch a canvas, how to talk about your work in a professional way. Class 3, another lab. This is me painting 404. This is developing what you like to paint and being able to produce it in a productive way. Now, if you're only able to make one painting a year, you need to figure out in this class how to streamline that and getting it a lot more efficient. Class 4, another lab. This is printing. This is understanding how to use printers to create your work, how to use, silk screening again, developing that style a little more and working on that. Block printing, anything that involves being able to reproduce your art over and over again. That is going to be so important when it comes to being a professional artist, is how do you make your art over and over again without actually having to spend the time to do it. In class 5. So at this point, I'm really kind of honing in what you need to be learning to be a professional artist. So class 5, this is showing your artwork, how to show your artwork online, how to do group shows, how to do solo shows, how to get your gallery portfolio together, and how to even approach a gallery. All this stuff is so important when you graduate art school. Semester 2, you're getting towards the end, you're getting super dialed in. You really need to start taking art business, routes to take in the art business, how to do sales, how to handle your money, professionalism, how to be a professional business person. Class 2, writing art copy, how to write. Of course you took English and all this stuff in other classes, but right now it's about how to write about you, how to define yourself as an artist, how to write your copy for the webpage, how to be professional in that sense. Class 3, another lab, painting 505. At this point, it's just painting your artwork that you want to do. You're coming to the end of your college career, and your last show is going to be what you want to paint and how you want to present your work. So this is painting in your own style. Your style should be developed by now. At 2,200 hours for the 4 years, you've put in the time and your style should be really coming out at this point. Painting efficiently, critiquing your work at this point, because you have your own style, so you need a lot of critique to help fine-tune your style. Class 4. Now this is about streamlining your art practice, getting your studio set up, how to be an efficient painter, practicing, experimenting, how to experiment at a level that's not just totally off the rails, but experimenting in your own style and practice, how to apply what you like to make into a sellable art piece, and critiquing that and developing that even a little bit further. Class 5 should just be all about how to sell your artwork. Now, you're not going to sell any artwork if you don't know how. No one's going to come along and do it for you. So this is going to be art fairs, art pricing, price points, sales, commissions. How does all this stuff work? This is when you need to figure it out. So with all the time that's allocated for each one of these classes, that's allowing you, say, 3 hours. At the end of this, you're going to have a really good understanding of your style, art, how to sell it, how to show it, and all the 3 pillars that really make up becoming a professional artist. In the show description down below, I'm going to have all this written out, as well as keywords, vocabulary, what you might learn in art school, and all that stuff. I hope this video is a little helpful. I don't want to discourage anyone from going to art school, but this is for someone that wants to do it, has a lot of discipline, and wants to get out there and do it on their own. If you like this video, like it, subscribe it, do all that fun stuff, and make sure to leave a comment down below. It really helps out. It helps me learn what you guys want to learn out there from me and my experiences, and I'm here to show you how to help you on your way to becoming a professional artist. All right, stay inspired. Aloha.